Welcome back to Everything Moto with the boy Doc and Josh, and we got a lot to talk about over the last 2 weeks. But first things first, make sure you guys hit that like and sub button. And thank you guys so much for the love on this podcast 2 weeks ago. You guys went absolutely insane. All right. And then also just thank you guys so much for the love on the last 2 weeks with MXGP. Now, like we mentioned, we don't do a lot of it, all right? But we will be doing more of it for the rest of this year. There's like 5 races left. We're going to get our feet wet and then jump into it next year. But regardless, the reactions for the last 2 weekends, dude, you guys absolutely killed it, especially Lommel. Like, that thing is going insane. So thank you guys very, very much. And we'll talk a little bit about MXGP here in a little bit, but we got a lot to talk about, all right? We got Deegan 450. Contract situation here we're going to talk about here in a second. Huge. We got some rider updates that we got to talk about. We got Loretta Lens that happened last week that we got to talk about. We have MXGP that I just mentioned, and then also we're going to do a little game segment called Blindly Ranking. You guys probably seen it all over TikTok, socials, anywhere. All right, you probably seen it, but we're going to do a little motocross action, all right, with it. So let's just jump right into the Deegan situation. All right, his contract. I got officially announced. It's a multi-year deal with Star Racing. He's going to be racing the 250 next year in Supercross and then move up to the 450 outdoors, similar to basically the path that everybody's done in the last, I don't know, 5 years or something like that. Jet's done it. RJ's doing it right now. Chase has done it. And the weird thing about this, though, Doc, is like he's pitting out of the 450 tent. Like, kind of strange. I think Christian Craig actually pits out of the 250 tent, doesn't he? Because he's under the Star team, not the Yamaha. Yeah. I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so what are your thoughts about that? I'm going to go into mine here in a second, but what do you think about it?
I have a conspiracy theory. I think the 250 SX title is a facade. Okay, I think, dude, okay, first of all, Buddy looks insane, right? Like of course, it's a highlight reel. These are highlights. He looked insane. Just saying. But he looked insane. I don't know what else to say. I was like, the whole time I was like, okay. If he, if he's riding that well, watch him show up for A1, because he's going to do East. Watch him then be like, oh, we just want to get some experience. He shows up at A1. If he does bad, he'll go to 250 East. If he does good, I bet he stays on the 450 the rest of the season.
So Daniel Blair brought this up a little bit. I think it was last week, right? That he made the video about it. And I 100% agree with him. Like, everybody knows Deegans are kind of untraditional. Go back a couple of years. He mentioned this in the video that like Deegan did absolutely garbage at that Supercross Futures race and then just did 250 East, right? And got second place in the championship, actually. And so he mentioned that aspect of it. And he was like, if he does the 450 deal, like what you just did, like goes to A1, does a top 6, 7. Realistically speaking, why would he even go down to the 250 class? Because then he would be right in the mix with everybody and goes to second week and maybe gets a top 5. And like, I personally believe he should just go to the 450. I, as a fan, would absolutely love it. However, as I mentioned in my TikTok video, I'm like, I do understand him going after the championship. Now, if he does the championship thing, this is where it's weird to me, all right? So, like, if he does East, that you just mentioned, I feel like that sets him up horrible for Pro Moto. I say that because he would have less time on the 450 because he's going to be in the championship hunt towards the very end. So he's going to have no practice time on the 450. So he would realistically do the West Coast, right? And then he would most likely still be battling for that championship, and there's more East-West showdowns, and like he's still gonna have less time on the 450. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody knows he can ride a 450, but what Daniel Blair's point was, he gets on it early. He doesn't have to change bikes. He can test all, realistically speaking, rounds 11 through 17. If he's not in the championship, he's going to be practicing outdoors, right? And so he can come out swinging on the 450 every single round, and I think that's a good idea, and I'm with Daniel Blair on that.
I agree. I feel like it fits their MO. Like, I really do think, I just wouldn't be surprised. 2 weeks before A1, they're like, actually, Buddy's ripping. We're going to go to A1 just see how it is. If it goes bad, And just like Daniel said, if it'll be low pressure, like if he does bad, he just goes east, wins the chip, it's all good. But if he does good, then he gets a bunch of experience. By the end of the season, he's getting podiums, and then we go into outdoors where it actually matters. So like, yeah, I saw a lot of people surprised about the 250. They saying he's going to race 250. I mean, maybe he does. Maybe we're wrong, but I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense for him to be on a 250, and I feel like they're just trying to keep it under wraps.
I mean, there's not a lot of conspiracy theories with this, but like the 450 tent already going under that. I mean, like that sets him up perfectly for next year, right? They're not going to have Eli's bike under there, right? So that's Deegan's spot, right? Going for the future. And obviously he's going to be on the 450 outdoors, but yeah, I just think that it would be a win-win situation for him. Like Daniel said, it's a gap year in Soupy. Learn, try your best, and you guys know that he's gonna be out there. Like he's gonna battle with the boys. Like he's not gonna not try to win, right? And I saw something on Twitter, and it was basically that same exact comments. Like, afterthought or after realization, he's actually been ripping on the 450, and he will be doing the 450 for the future, right? It's like the Supercross Championship, like that important to him,
Yeah. I feel like long-term 450 experience is way more important than another 250 East chip. But I feel like it's like a relatively easy bag for him, the 250 chip. But I also think, you got to think Tomac's could be weak if he's on a new bike in Supercross. He also might be a dog. We don't know. I have a feeling Sexton's going to be kind of weak if he's on a new bike. I wouldn't say that if Sexton was on his bike, like if he stayed in the KTM, but like we really don't know how good that Cowie is, right? I mean, it don't look very good to Prado, and it looked okay when Jason was on it. But I think that's a huge shift back to a Japanese bike, for Tomac to an Austrian bike for the first time ever. That's going to be insane, right? So I think those guys will, at least in the beginning, probably be a little weaker, which gives Deegan, I don't know. I just think it makes sense.
Yeah, Daniel brought all that up as well. And I think it's just so intriguing because, like, if he goes out there and says, yes, I'm going to be racing 450 full-time going forward, I think expectations then with those guys being what ifs, and he's already on Yam, he's already practicing he's going to have an advantage in a way, right? I think his expectations would be top 5 in the chip. Like, that's what my expectations would be, right? In Supercross, outdoors, it could be top 3, right? Because we know how good he is. Now, here's a thought. I don't necessarily agree with his thought that I just thought of, but what if he does the Jake Coop route where he stays on the 450, he does say a handful of races in Supercross, but just gets ready for outdoors and doesn't even touch the 250 again, because that's what Jake Coop did that one year. He just stayed, did a minimal Supercross rounds, got ready for outdoors on the 450, and that's when he fully got into the 450, right? I don't like that as much because then, I mean, he could just go after the 250 championship because we want him out there. I feel like that would be kind of bad as for Supercross for Feld in a way. But yeah, I don't know. I think he needs to be out there 100%.
Yeah, I know this is our show, but like we've mentioned, if you guys haven't watched Daniel Blair's podcast or his YouTube channel, it's very good. Highly suggested.
Yeah, very, very highly suggested. But yeah, so that's the Deegan news for this week. Also, as we're recording, it's Thursday. Friday is going to be press day at Ironman. They're going to be announcing the Motocross of Nations team. We talked about this in our last pod. It's most likely going to be Deegan, Chase, and Tomac. I believe that's what the team's going to be because now AP's out, and that would be the second 450 guy, I would assume. And now the only other guy that I think has a chance would be RJ, right? But I don't see them doing RJ personally unless something crazy happens. But I would fully expect, Deegs, Tomac, Chase, and I know we talked about this a little bit last time. That gives us our best chance, I think.
A winning team, brother.
Now, talking about a little bit Ironman here, I guess we can touch a little bit with the rider updates in this segment too, is the track changes. No more Godzilla and no more table coming down the hill. And what? That's kind of my opinion.
That's
Stupid.
like taking the screw you at Unadilla out.
Yeah. Like I
You
don't.
know, that's like that is Iron Man. Yeah, like what is? I'm so curious on what is that track even going to be now?
I think they
You
made
know,
it tamer for Motocross of Nations. That's the only thing I can think of
it's crazy.
because, like, the Godzilla, hypothetically, has there been a lot of crashes on Godzilla? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
I can
remember a
think of
lot
a
of crash.
couple, but like it's not like they're wadding every week, you know, every year.
Yeah, so what they did was they basically took out the Godzilla jump. They're still going up the hill, but no more lip, and it's just going to be a sweet, like a 180 back down, right? That's what the track map shows. Now, I don't know necessarily if that's actually what it's going to be, right? Because we're just basing it off the track map. We'll know more on press day. But I saw from Mitch Kendra that they did that. And they also changed the back section too, where it's not that, you know, after you go underneath that bridge, you go straight, go table, table. And then normally you would go like 180 to a 180. They just got rid of that. It goes under the table, table, a little like 90, not even a 90, like a 45, 45, and then finish line, like a 90 finish line.
What if they just do this for nationals and then they put it back for 4 nations?
See, though, I could see that. I can definitely see that.
Right?
But
Like it's the premier thing. So what if they dumb down nationals, which is silly, but and then they make it their premier track for motocross nation?
I could definitely see it that way as well. I mean, it's kind of stupid, but I mean,
Very.
if that was the case, I would have made just a normal track, and then on top of the normal track, just make it even insane, right? Maybe go back up the hill again or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. So that is some track changes. A couple rider updates though. PB's back. Pierce Brown. It's a huge W. Dax Bennett is back. Unfortunately, AP is out for the next 3 rounds, which is a super bummer. He has, I guess they, in his post on his IG, if you guys haven't seen it already, they didn't necessarily say what it was. He had a sinus infection, I believe he mentioned, and then it just turned out to be worse after those three rounds. I think it was maybe 2 rounds. And so that's very unfortunate. But I'm happy to have PB back. If you guys remember, he crashed first round 250 East. Dax crashed. Was it Foxborough? Did he crash and hurt his neck?
Yes. No. It was Philly because I was there.
So that's very unfortunate. But going into the last 3 rounds, what are you guys like? What is your thoughts going into the last 3 rounds? So like, do we expect anything crazy, or do we expect the same things? Do we expect new winners? Like, what are you thinking?
I kind of think Chase is going to go on a little run. You know, I mean, I don't know. He just looks so good at Washougal, but I would like to see it. Like, I wouldn't, as a non-Chase Glazer, I would not hate to see him go win the last 3 rounds and bring me a little hope into Supercross. Because right now it's looking like a jet show. I just want battles, you know. I don't really care who wins, to be honest. I just hope it's like Washougal the last 3 rounds, where we're fighting for the win, you know.
Yeah, I want to see. Now, I'm realistically, I don't think Chase can do that with Jet. I like winning 3 straight, or I guess 4 straight maybe, with Washougal and going 3 in a row or whatever. But I'm like with you. I want to see battles between Chase and Jet. Like, I don't want Jet either because like it's his championship. Like, he knows that. Like, barring anything crazy, right? I still want him to push. You know, now that the perfect season's over with, he doesn't have to worry about none of that. I don't want him to be conservative. Like, I want him to go after Chase in the lead. I want him to show like he's going to battle and not just go for a championship, right? Now, that's just a fan because I want that. Realistically, he's probably going to do that, like settle for a championship. But I want to see, can Tomac get back into form like what we saw at Washougal?
Yeah, that's a big question mark, right? Because like he's really good at Washougal, obviously. So like he said he felt really good. I'm just nervous it was because it was Washougal, right? And like he just feels good there. I mean, if he figured his bike out and then now we have 2 more weeks of testing and dialing it in even more, I mean, yeah, dude, it'd be sick to have Tomac back in there too. But I'm a little hesitant to jump back on that train, only because it was Washougal and he's just great there. So
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
like, what are your thoughts about Tomac this entire season? Like I guess we're going into round 9, so 8 rounds in. I'm kind of disappointed a little bit.
Yeah, very much disappointed. I mean, honestly, the most exciting it was Moto 1 round 1. You know, since then it's kind of been just like next round, next Moto, you got him. You know, I mean, Hangtown was cool. Like, we've had flashes, right? Like, Paulo was sick, Hangtown was sick until he crashed.
Thunder Valley Moto 2
was sick until he crashed.
Is that the last one? Obviously, he got the Moto win at High Point, but there wasn't a battle.
It was mud, right? It was just mud.
That's the last thing that we saw with Tomac battling with those guys. It was like Thunder Valley, which is crazy. Well, I mean, and then
Washougal was great, but at the same time, it was great because he was in the camera shot, but he was only in the camera shot for like 3 frames because he was that far back. You know what I mean? He wasn't really like there, but it was
and he wasn't battling, right? Like, he was in third. Jet made a mistake, crashed, and got in front of him, and Jet just couldn't get past him, right? So he wasn't necessarily battling like what we saw Chase and Jet in the first 10 minutes, you know? So, yeah, I'm kind of just disappointed in his season. He's coming off of injury. I totally get that, and maybe he wasn't 100%. But, like, he was there, Paula, Hangtown, and then kind of just faded, right?
Super nervous about the KTM, I'm not gonna lie, if he goes over there.
See, I'm not nervous for him because 2 things. Chase won outdoors last year. He won this year, right? He's won supercross before, right? With that KTM, like, we know it's a winning bike. So I think he's gonna be fine.
I just can't. I mean, and maybe this is just me being like, it just doesn't make. I just feel like that bike doesn't suit his style, right? Like, I don't think that bike's bad. If anything, that bike looks so much better than any other bike on the gate right now. That KTM is insane. Chase's bike looks insane. AP's bike looked insane before he went out. Like, I'm not worried about the bike being bad. I just, like, I'm curious on how Tomac will gel with that bike, you know? And, like, I've never seen a KTM just absolutely just broke throttle cable just wide open the whole time, you know? And
that's true. I don't
like,
who else writes his style on a KTM like that, or like Austrian bike in general?
No, Barsha, you know, would be the only one. But, like, hopefully, aren't they on hydraulic clutches?
I heard he can change it. Like, they can change it for him.
That's good. I mean, if they, you know, because that was always my thing. Like, oh crap, he's going back to a hydraulic clutch, but he's going to be extra mid now, you know?
Yeah.
But
I think he'll be fine. I really do. That bike's winning, right? I think he'll be fine. I think on the other end of the spectrum there, we might see some problems with Chase, you know?
Oh, on a Cowie?
On a Cowie.
100%. I don't think that bike. We
saw Jason do good in Soupy, but Jason's always done good in Soupy, no matter what, great. Right?
Yeah.
Outdoors, Jason is a really good outdoor rider. Like, don't get it twisted.
Very underrated.
Very underrated. He had an outdoor seat because he's coming in hurt, right? And he probably shouldn't even been racing. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
But the last couple of years, there hasn't been much winning on that Kawasaki. You know, I think the last time a Kawasaki won outdoors was Jason in 22. Mm-hmm. That's 3 years ago.
I mean, it ain't gonna be as bad as Prado. I can tell you that. Like, no matter how bad that bike is, Sexton ain't getting 19th. I can tell you that. But yeah, I don't know. Again, another bike that maybe the bike's fine. I just don't know how. Although it seems like Chase likes to ride his rear end a little low, and those Cowies have always really liked that, you know? So maybe it'll work, but
yeah, I'm very, very intrigued because this offseason with the changes to the teams, some high profile guys changing teams, even we'll get into GP stuff later, but even GP guys changing teams and like changing manufacturer and bikes isn't crazy to me. But yeah, for the overall season for Tomac, just kind of disappointed. I mean, I'm going down the list here of just the riders. I mean, we can also say Prado's season's been kind of disappointing. Yeah, kind of. He's gonna switch it. All right, the next 3 rounds.
Right, you're getting a podium this week.
Yeah, basically. I think we can all agree though, like as we were talking about earlier, like the expectations for the next 3 rounds. One guy that has had a spectacular season is RJ, and I can see him possibly getting on a box for one of the 3 rounds, right? At least in a moto, I can see it. And I think that would be a huge W for himself. And I'm very intrigued to see how the rest of the races go, because are we going to see some snooze fest? I think we might, in a way, because it's just the end of the season, championships on the line, and like I think we might see that, or people just pull whole shot and gap. I don't know, but I think what's going to be intriguing is the mid pack battles, because SMX points are going to be on the line for a lot of these guys, right? And they want to be top 20, and so that's going to be very, very interesting. But yeah, I'm excited for just Ironman for the rest of the season. It's gonna be freaking sick. Yeah, I missed it, man. I missed it so much. And with the last 2 weeks, as you guys know, we had Loretta's, right? I don't know if, say, you guys in the comment section, do you guys watch a lot of it? I turned it on mostly every day, but like with working and doing videos, like I didn't really pay attention too much. But I do know that Timmerman dominated. I do know that the first female racing Kyler won in a co-ed class. First time ever in history, which is sick. But overall, what are your thoughts on Loretta's? Like, because I'm asking you this because Timmerman, the guy that just won everything, doesn't even have a pro ride for next year. That, I mean, usually, like, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. I feel like anytime one guy wins pro sport like he did, he has an official ride and he's going pro the next weekend. Like, I feel like that was for the last 6, 10, 12, 15 years that's happened, right? I mean, why isn't it with Timmerman? I know I understand the circumstances, but like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Loretta's is an interesting race. Like, I know that it's iconic. I kind of feel like we should change venues every year, like for that race. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I know that it's the same track every single year.
I wish we had a different design. I do.
Right. Or like really change the design, you know? I mean, but it's like, it's literally the same thing every single year. And I know it's iconic, but I don't know, maybe put a different turn in, you know?
And you know what's kind of sad?
Cut the tree down too, you know?
Don't get that started. We ain't going to that. You know what's kind of sad too is all the guys going to Loretta's, all those practice facilities, they just have a replica. Like, they literally rip the shit out of their replica track. They have the same layout. I mean, and they're just putting motos down on the same track. And like, obviously, going to Loretta's, the nerves, it's going to be way different, but you're still practicing on the same layout. I'm familiarity with it, but as a fan, I like watching it. I like watching all of, like, the up and coming riders, but I also know that Loretta's is expensive as hell, and if you are not coming from, say, a family of wealth, it's going to be very, very difficult. And I actually saw Chris Kiefer talk about this on Twitter with another individual. Don't quote me on his name, I forgot it. But they were just basically saying that, like, don't be surprised in a few years where the up-and-comers are just doing local stuff, and they don't go to Loretta's, and then they just get ready for Supercross. Like the SMX
yeah, I mean, that
and
makes
like
sense.
Supercross. So
Right. I mean, yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You just stay local, then do a SMX next.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, why even do it?
yeah, because I feel like the majority of people are in those training facilities, right? They're like East Coast and then obviously like the West Coast. And there's some nationals in West Coast. There's nationals East Coast. And like you could stay local to your vicinity, right? You can go, like, if you're in Florida, you could do mini O's and stuff like that, up and coming stuff. But yeah, just keep that in mind. I also saw that Daniel Blair mentioned that there should be 3 categories now going forward, which is Supercross, motocross, and then SMX. And like, I guess 3 categories would necessarily mean 250, 450, and SMX every weekend or somewhat every weekend, which I actually agree. See, like, I agree to a point. I feel like the amateur stuff, like if you have kids in the amateur, they should just do these amateur stuff, like kind of similar to what EMX does over in MXGP, which they do certain rounds with their amateur kids. I think that would be sick. And basically the SMX next more, but that's also a lot of money, right? And if you're going into a family, like that is a lot of money. Like if you just want to do that because anybody can sign up for it, right? Or like a certain to a degree, but I do know that. Have you ever had a goal to go to Loretta's? Because obviously you rode in the past, right? Like one of my goals was to make it to Loretta's.
Yeah, there was like a brief time, and then I got hurt. You know, I was riding really well, and then I got hurt, and then it kind of just never came up again. I'll tell you right now. Now I do. You know, like it's a goal. I can't ride at the moment, but I would love to get back to be able to ride and then do like a plus 35 or plus 40 class by that time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, man. Like every time I watch Loretta's, I'm like, damn, I want to go to that. And, like I want to race it. And then I like realize that like I'm not fast. And then I'm looking at that track and I'm like, damn, that looks rough. And I'm like, and then I had second guess myself. I'm like, I don't want to do that. But at 35 plus, do we make a goal? 35 plus, both of us try to go after it.
I'm only 31. Or I'm already 31. So like,
that's the same. I'm 31. I just turned 31. We have 4 years.
When did you turn 31?
In June.
Oh, I think I knew that.
You did.
Okay. I don't know. I'm getting old. I'm 31. We're both 31. I mean, hey, we got 4 years. Listen.
I mean, you have 4 years and like forever, like after that.
I did have a doctor's appointment recently, and doc told me to get on a bike, low key.
Hey, insane. If you guys want to see us ride together, hit the like button. So
that'd be fire.
That would be. DNX takes on Loretta's. Can you imagine both of us actually make it? That would be sick. That would actually be fun.
I low key think if I had a trainer, like a riding coach.
Okay. Hey, I know someone that you're really tight with.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. What's funny is like we were talking about it. We would race the same class because he's gonna be plus 35 too.
No, not happening. I ain't trying to race against him.
Well, that's what's funny. Okay, no. So I'm like, man, we could do like. I was looking at the plus 35 class, like, you know, man, I think I could make it. You know, like I was like a high 450B, low 450A guy in Cali, like back in the day. I could get back there, especially if I had like a riding coach. I think I could get back to ripping. And then I looked at the class and it's like Chad Reed. Yeah. You're like, well, I don't know about all that. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
35C, you know, we'll go. There you go.
Yeah, I wish they had like categories for the age groups, dude, because I would be like in D, 35D, bro. Like
35E, bruh.
Dude, that's what I would be. Hey, you never know. We might one day show up to Loretta's and race it. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or maybe 10 years. Maybe when I turn
got that
50.
kind of bread.
Same, bro. Same. But okay, so yeah, that happened last week. That was pretty awesome to watch. And then actually this weekend we got SMX Next, which I kind of brought it up before, but they're doing that. I think it's all on Friday. I'm pretty sure both motos are on Friday. But I also saw that WMX is this weekend and they're doing split motos. So I don't know if that's like in between the motos tomorrow or if it's afternoon like they did at Thunder Valley. I'm not quite sure.
Be fun.
So be on the lookout for that.
Body, everybody.
Yeah. She's really. Okay, but now let's touch a little bit about MXGP because that's what we did for the last 2 weeks. And I want to say thank you guys so much for all the love on the videos because you guys absolutely killed it. We're definitely going to be doing more of it. And then also I want to say that if you watch this, please forgive us on our pronunciation because Lord have mercy, I suck at it. All right. I am so bad. I thought I was saying Camden's name, right? McClellan, like, right?
McClellan? What is it?
McClellan? Dude, I still don't know. Someone told me that I freaking messed it up. I still don't know how to say it right.
It's got to be McClellan, right? I mean, That's how it's spelled.
McClellan.
Listen, a couple of
McClellan.
corn-fed white
I don't know,
fellers
dude.
out here. All right, I was homeschooled or cooked, but I gotta say it's gotta be McClellan.
Yeah, I don't know. I messed it up, and he actually shout out to Candom. He commented on the video that I made for him, or the reaction video that I did on him because he had an amazing race, and he commented on it, and I was like, bro, I'm sorry that I messed it up so many times. And he was like, don't worry about it. You can get it right because I'll be up front most of the time now. And I'm like, all right, bet. I'm still going to mess it up, so don't judge me. I'm just going to call him Candom from now on. Like, let's be real. That's so much easier than...
Are you sure it's not like... Nah, that's with Candom. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm just going with Candom from now on. If you guys hear me say Candom, it's because it's McClellan. Like, I don't know. I saw some of the names coming up in MXGP too. Bruh. There's no way in hell I'm pronouncing these guys' names. I'm making nicknames every single time.
Number 29.
They do, for real, dude. Dude, some of these names, I couldn't even tell you how it would be pronounced because it doesn't make sense to me, all right?
Yep.
But yeah, regardless, MXGP was awesome, and there's 5 races left. The championships are coming down to the wire, all right? Let's talk about the GP class. 9 points, 5 races, Fevra, Lucas Kunin. Who comes out on top for you after watching 2 weeks?
After, looking through the points before round 1, like looking at all the results and then watching the last couple of weeks, I feel like it's got to be Lucas, right? Like, buddy's marking. As long as he stays off the ground, that would be, if I was a betting man, that's who I would pick.
Yes, I actually agree with you. Let me pull up his stats because if I'm not mistaken, bro, this guy hasn't been off the box since like week 4, dude. I'm not even lying.
Yeah, he's figuring it out for sure.
Like,
he looks really good. Like,
dude, his last off the box was Trentino in April. And since then, he's gone 1-1, 2-2, 2-2, 2-1, 1-1. That's insane.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
And he's a rookie, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I think it seems like if he can get a decent start and stay off the ground, like he's definitely faster, like definitely faster. It just seems like the old man Febra is just a little consistent,
Yeah, he's just a little inconsistent. Like, the weird part too is like we say he's a little inconsistent, but he hasn't been off the box since round 2, which is crazy to think about. But he's lost so many points, and yeah, I can't believe he actually hasn't been off the box since round 2. That's impressive. Shout to Febra. But 9 points, 5 races left. And I mentioned this in the review video. It's just if he can go 2-1 every weekend, he's gonna win the chip, right? Even if he gets second in the qualifying races. But it's those tiny mistakes that he makes for me. Like, remember Lockett? He goes down in first moto, goes from 2nd to 5, loses that GP, right? Now, if he could do what he did at Lommel, win Moto 1, and show that Lucas, hey, you're not beating me, and then just not necessarily settle, but settle for 2nd in Moto 2 and wash the weekends, I mean, he's going to win this chip, right?
I don't really see that happening.
Yeah.
There's going to be like at least a few more races where Lucas goes 1-1, I
think what's very impressive about Lucas is his starts. Like, his starts, minus Lockett, he had a great start too. So minus Lommel, where he had to start 5-6, 6-7. He's been 1-2 off the rip every single race for the last like 8 rounds, right? So if he can continue to do that, Fevra's gonna be in trouble. And he goes 1-1. He has 2 perfect weekends. I mean, like, it's kind of done, right? And so, there's another sand track coming up, and you saw what Lucas can do at Lommel. It's at Arma, which is Netherlands. So, and he's really good there.
I've seen him.
Yeah, you have. You raced it last year in bikes. It's a sand track in the Netherlands.
I did?
Yeah, it goes under the bridge for the corner for the first start. Like, the start goes under the bridge.
Gas.
Yeah, that goes like a left 90 to a sweeper to the right. Yeah. So
tracks gas.
I'm very intrigued to see what Lucas can do. And then on the MX2 side of things, this one's a little bit more tricky. So Langenfelder has a 38-point lead over Kai, and I believe a 48-point lead over Adamo. 5 races left. Do you think that Langenfelder chokes this championship?
Listen, any other class, I'd be like, yeah, not a chance, but he's going to cruise it in. This class is so all over the place. It's anybody's game. You know, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. This class is crazy. I definitely think both those guys, Adamo and Kai, are still in it, you know? I mean, obviously it's going to be hard, and it's not like Langenfelder's riding bad, but also this class just seems so incredibly inconsistent that I think it's definitely possible. And Kai seems like he's, you know, figuring out the inconsistency and is being consistent, and he seems like the only one that is doing that, and everyone else is just like all over the place. So I don't know, a little bit of Kai glaze, but
just a little bit.
He
He has been inconsistent, though. I will say,
Yeah, I mean,
for
that's
Kai, he has been inconsistent, just like everybody else. I mean, Langenfelder as well. And I actually want to say that, so someone commented, I believe, on the video and said Langenfelder is actually pretty good in sand, and I called him dog shit in sand, so I take that back. All right, he's good in sand. He's not bad. All right, trust. But no, like you said, it's inconsistent, and it's literally anybody's game. Like, if Adamo goes out and has 3 perfect weekends, he's going to win this championship, because I feel that that pressure is going to be too much on Langenfelder to hold, and he's going to fade, and he most likely will get a 5 or 6, because there's still some really good individuals that's racing this. And then I think, especially in this class, we haven't really seen anybody set themselves apart from the rest, right? Say for Pro Moto, you got Deegs and Joe. That's the top 2, and we know that for a fact, right? And then for 50s, it's Chase, Jet, and Tomac, like, and Hunter Lawrence, right? Like, those 4, right? And everybody else is. This MX2 class, I mean, even GP class, Lucas and Fever, right? And then everybody else. This MX2 class, it's literally everybody, bro. Like, Kai can win, Simon can win, Adamo can win. Like, I'm not even going to be surprised if Benestant goes out there and win. McLellan can win. Perez can win. He did it at Germany. Like, that's like 6 or 7 different people. And that's what I'm saying, like you mentioned, inconsistencies. One of those guys can go, like 3 of those guys can go top 3, and then Langenfelder's 5. Same thing with Kai, and same thing with Adamo. So,
tell you what, it makes the racing a lot more fun to watch.
100%.
When the gate drops, you're like, I don't know who's going to win the race, you know?
That's why it's so fun to watch, dude. Like, and I feel like that's why everybody's missing out on this awesome championship. Like, it's been spectacular because you don't know who's going to win. Like, yeah, Kai's dominant in the sand, but, like, so is Langenfelder, so is Adamo, so is McLellan. And, like, they're so freaking good at these tracks. It's incredible to watch. And you guys are missing out if you haven't watched. But going back to my thing of, like, who's going to win, I think it just comes down to, honestly, it just comes down to who can get a start and if you can limit the mistakes.
Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes in MXGP, like, as a whole. It's crazy. Like, dude, Hurling's crashed like 87 times.
Yeah. Like, so did Sasha. I forgot about Sasha.
Yeah. It seems like they crash a lot more than the US guys do. And I don't know what that is. That's just track. If that's just, maybe it's just a weird year, but buddies are wadding themselves all the time.
It's crazy to think about this for a split second, but, like, you guys know I did a crash compilation for Supercross. Okay. Like, I did that, and we had so many, right? I don't think I can put a crash compilation for Pro Moto, bro, because there hasn't been that many crashes, right?
Just do a 10-minute loop of the Loretta's versus the tree.
For real, dude. Like, there hasn't been any spectacular, and honestly, it hasn't been too many in Pro Moto. Like, the ones like I could think of 5. Is like Tomac sliding out, Prado sliding out. Like, they're just sliding out. There hasn't been crazy ones. But you go to MXGP, bro, every weekend there's at least 4 crashes, and they're spectacular. Like, go to Lamo, watch Sasha right before the pit lane. That guy almost flew over the wall. Dude, like, I don't get it. I mean, Hurlings did a front flip. And so, like, yeah, Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Hurlings did a crazy crash too in the back section, like the little S section, which was kind of crazy too. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about this too. Sasha, Portugal, got stuck in the fence. Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot. I thought that was funny. Hurling's crashed like 3 times, and he goes by the pits. He's like looking at his front tire, doing this,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm
Like I mean, maybe the thing was loose, but buddy, I don't know. You crashed a lot of times.
yeah. But yeah, regardless, MXGP has been great. You guys need to watch it. And there's also a little rumor. So this is the latest rumor that I've heard is most likely Kai will potentially be staying in GPs and racing a 450 next year. So that's been out there already, but like,
I feel like that makes sense.
yeah, that's what I've heard. And then here's a crazy one. Renault possibly severing ties with Yamaha and going to Ducati. So that one's out there. I don't know if how accurate it is or how it actually will happen or anything like that. Lewis Phillips tweeted about it. I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting because then that would make Geyser on the Yamaha, which has been solidified. And then I think Calvin Vlonderen is an option there. Yago's there. Like those 2 guys. And then maybe pick up an additional person. Maybe one of their amateur 250 guys can maybe move up like a Benistant or something like that. But yeah, pretty interesting. And then, but yeah, if you guys haven't watched MXGP, man, go freaking watch it, bro.
It's fun.
Help out the series, dude. We're going to be watching.
Hope the riders get paid.
Yeah, for real, dude. Okay, but now let's jump into a little new segment here. And this is going to be our game segment, okay? This is new to us. This is our first time doing it, so bear with us.
I got a list, brother. Let me tell you.
But we're going to be doing a blind rankings, all right, of pro motocross athletes here. And as you guys seen it throughout freaking whatever social media, we're going from, we have 5 riders. And we got to determine, you guys know the deal. It's a blind rankings of 5 riders, okay? And we both have different lists here, and we're going to each do it. And who do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Let me lock in. I'll go first.
All right.
All right.
So.
I don't know. Should I start out with...
Start out with what you think, like, yeah.
James Stewart.
You're picking James Stewart, and there could be so many other guys. Yo, I might get roasted in the comments for this. 4.
4?
Yep.
Oh my.
I am banking on 3 additional goats. All right. I am banking on goats here.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, this will be fun. Cameron McAdoo.
That's 5. That's 5. You shouldn't even be on the list. No, I'm just kidding.
Haiden Deegan.
Oh, crap. Okay, well, now what do I do? Now what do I do?
Oh, this is so bad.
I really hope your other 2 guys are not. Like, I really hope they're goats. I was banking on you have more goats.
There's a couple goats.
I'm going to go 3. Deegan. I really hope. I really hope.
All right. Vince Freeze.
Oh, my God. I mean, it has to be 2. It has to be 2, right? Because
and the last one, I mean, it has to be 2.
I mean, it has to be 2, right? Because there's no way I'm putting Vince Freeze first.
I mean, it depends on who you ask. Weston Pike would say he's number 1. And we're going to go Ricky Carmichael.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Ricky's fine for number 1. All right. So I
got
have
cooked on that one.
Ricky, Freeze, Deegan, James Stewart, and McAdoo. All right, so my 1 and 5 spot's good. I was really banking on.
You're putting McAdoo. You're putting McAdoo below Vince.
I have to. I can't change it.
I know, but like in theory, you would put McAdoo below Vince.
No,
Vince wouldn't. Would be last. Yeah.
Vince would be last.
Yeah.
I mean, James Stewart would be second. Deegs, McAdoo, Freeze. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But don't roast me for this because I was banking on some legendary people here, and that was not legendary. He really fooled me. So fuck.
I told him I had a list of goats, baby. I mean, hey, they're all goats in their own right. You know, we got Sagadoo, we got Vince Freeze. I mean, hey, they're all spectacular human beings in their own right.
That is true. Well, RIP to my comment section. Okay, so now my turn. All right. I have 5 individuals here that I think you're gonna be kind of screwed. All right.
All right.
First one up, Chad Reed.
Ooh. 3.
Okay. Okay.
Big Chad fan.
Next one, Jet Lawrence. Where are you gonna put him? Where are you gonna put him?
Ooh, that is a hard one. Low key, I'm not a Jet Glazer. Okay, I have not enjoyed the last few years of getting absolutely dominated by Jet. 1.
You putting Jet 1?
I think I gotta put Jet at 1, bro. I know you're gonna have like Carmichael and James on there or something, but look, I might stand by that. I might stand by it. We're gonna put Jet at 1. I don't.
All
hey,
right. Next on our list, we got Travis Pastrana.
Ooh.
Where are you going? You don't even know where I'm going with this.
I don't know where you're going with this at all, bro, but that's a really good one. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know a lot of the like Travis Moto / Soupy lore. Like I missed that time. Okay. I know. I'm a fake fan. However, Travis is like the GOAT of action sports. But I'm going like we're talking Moto 4. Oh, I mean, he's got to be below Chad, right? Like he's got to be below Chad.
Oh,
that makes sense. Comments, pipe down. That makes sense. Travis at 4 makes a lot of sense. I'm leaving room for.
You're screwed. You're literally screwed. You're so screwed. All right, next on the list, Jeremy McGrath.
I know you got Carmichael on there. Oh no. I know you have Carmichael on there. I think. I mean, I don't know this. All right, I'm making an educated guess here. Okay, I hit the slot machines for the first time my whole life this weekend. All right, for everybody's bachelor party, I threw $20 on it. Don't worry. I'm feeling lucky, is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm betting on Ricky Carmichael being here. We're gonna go 5 for McGrath.
You're screwed. You're so screwed.
That's just the bet on Carmichael being here.
Yeah, it's not Carmichael, man. It's Eli Tomac.
Hey.
I mean, you can't put Eli Tomac on McGrath.
I mean, I can't put him, but at least it's not Vince Freeze. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, no. I don't hate that. It's not in the right order, but Loki, I can't. Hold on. Loki, hold on.
You have McGrath last, bro.
We're not. Let me finish. I think Jet may break McGrath's record. And Carmichael's record. If he doesn't get hurt.
That would be insane.
So, I think it's possible. I hate that because it's going to be really boring for like 7 years. However, I do think it's possible. So, I think a Jet, McGrath, Chad, Tomac, TP is an okay. I'm kind of close to that. Kind of. Actually, I think the hardest decision in that is Tomac or Chad for 3.
I'd put Tomac ahead of Chad.
I think I might too, Loki.
I'd put Chad right below Tomac. If I'm doing Mount Rushmore, it's I've already talked about this, and my Mount Rushmore
is next week, next time. Don't do it.
Okay, fine. All right, we'll do that next. That's our next game next week. Is our Mount Rushmore, man. I can't even say that right now. But yeah, we're gonna continue with this game segment because We can do blind rankings on like tracks. We could do it on GP. We could do like all time. You just try to drink out of a sealed water bottle.
I got 2 bottles.
Yeah, and like there's also other games too, like start one, bench one, cut one, and like we're gonna do all of that too. So we're kind of trying to bring a traditional form of like the pod and like just have fun with you guys. I think it would be great, especially during the off season. We get a rider on here, you know, and we start to ask them these questions, man. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. All right.
Very kissable.
Okay. All right, moving on. So, okay, but that is all we got for today. Tomorrow we got press day, which you guys will probably see some socials. Nothing, anything too crazy. And then we got watch party on Saturday. I don't know the times. I think it's in the morning. I think it starts at like 10 a.m. I think for the race. I think qualifying is at like 7:30, 7 a.m., something like that. So we'll do our watch party. We'll have our reactions out later that night, and then kind of just go from there, and then we'll have the review out next week. But first off, thank you guys so much for the love on all the videos. We really do appreciate it. Even our predictions video from yesterday is going crazy, so we do appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that like and sub button. We're on the road to 30K. And yeah, we're very excited for the last 3 rounds of Pro Moto, getting into some SMX, which is going to be freaking epic. And then we got Motocross of Nations. So it's going to be sick. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love. And we'll be back in a couple weeks for another pod. So much love, guys. We're out.